Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is Andy Dahlman, and I hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to kind of switch gears from our usual discussions on macroeconomics and politics and discuss a media-related current event. The current event I wanted to discuss is the controversial Cookout Alliance from this season, season 23's latest season on the CBS show Big Brother. For those of you that are not familiar with Big Brother, the show, I'll give you a quick description of it in 30 seconds or less. It's a reality show. It is 16 contestants locked in a house for 85 days. Cameras everywhere, challenges, people voted out of the show, out of the house, and last person standing wins $750,000. Kind of typical reality show. So, as many of the reality shows of this type and this nature do, alliances between contestants are not only expected, they're encouraged. It's kind of the bread and butter of this type of show. So when very early on a alliance of 6 cast members was formed, it was not surprising, it was not controversial at all. What ended up being both surprising and controversial is that these 6 contestants developed a race-based alliance with the goal to eliminate all non-African American players. And let me go to an article that discusses this. It'll be posted in the video notes and description. All right, so the article is from LA Times, August 19th, 2021. Big Brother Alliance could make history. Not everyone is thrilled. Features the most diverse cast ever. The most inclusive Big Brother reflects the network's reaction to the Black Lives Matter protests that erupted last year. CBS Chief Executive George Cheeks ordered that casts of unscripted shows this year must be at least 50% BIPOC. BIPOC is Black Indigenous. It's an acronym for Black Indigenous or People of Color. At the center of the season is a secret alliance of Black house guests plotting to evict non-cookout contestants. The alliance has a historic goal, crowning the show's first Black winner. Others have lashed out against the Cookout, accusing Big Brother of embracing reverse racism and the targeting of White House guests. If this were an all-white alliance, CBS would be breaking it up, one viewer wrote. So, this is kind of heavy stuff, so I thought it would be a good idea before we start throwing around terms like racism and discrimination. We should probably define some of these terms, and I've discovered that there's no better way to define terms, like anything really, than to discuss it with my good friend Mr. Webster and Mr. Webster's New World Dictionary, which I looked up some definitions in. And definitions are as follows: racism, the practice of racial discrimination. To discriminate, to make distinctions in treatment, to show prejudice. Racial discrimination would be making distinctions in treatment based on race. So, now that we've defined a few terms, let's move on to some quotes and notes taken from the September 9th episode. Cast member Alyssa asks 2 Cookout members the following: I just thought of this, and I know this is not the reason we're doing this at all. But if this plan follows through, the final 7 will all be minorities. Technically, I'm half white. So am I next? And one of the Cookout members quoted, "No! Why would you think that?" Cut to the confessionals. Cookout member that just said that. Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. So, let's maybe take a step back from this and just think this through for a moment. CBS created the 50% BIPOC policy and allowed this race-based strategy to move forward presumably to combat discrimination, to promote black players in the show, unity, inclusiveness, etc., etc. Those are noble goals. But is that what's happened? Are we seeing racial unity on this show? Or are we seeing racial discrimination unfolding on national TV? Remember the definition. The definition is, let's look at it again, racism, a practice of racial discrimination. The definition of racial discrimination, making distinctions in treatment based on race. Also, since the publication of the article that I had cited, the goal of evicting all the non-black contestants is complete and successful. And that got me to wondering if next season or on other unscripted contest shows on CBS or other networks even, will black contestants again align against non-black contestants? Or vice versa? Will we see white alliances against black players? So on and so forth. It might sound crazy. However, it is a strategy that's proven to work, and the prize is $750,000. So why wouldn't future contestants try it? I mean, are we going to essentially, could we possibly, potentially see a TV race war in real time on Big Brother? Is this what CBS was going for? My guess, probably not. I'm not saying CBS or anyone on this show is racist or discriminatory, but I think that it is at least worth considering where this could lead in a season or two. Tonight is the Big Brother Season 23 finale. History will be made on Big Brother. But if we're being intellectually honest with yourself, just ask yourself if the way that this victory was achieved was a net positive, or has it created unintended consequences for future seasons and other shows? There is no reverse racism. White on black, black on white, pick a color. Racism is racism. Part of the purpose of this channel is to get a veteran's perspective on current events. And in the military, they teach you that there is no black, there is no white, there is only green. It's a good default setting, if you ask me. We'd probably be all better off if we asked more questions and called people less names. But heavy topic. But I do welcome your questions, your comments, your discussions. And don't forget to like the Facebook page, follow the Facebook page, subscribe to the channel, and follow me, 11B.